The men's not shot put, the 4x1. So we saw at USA's, the orders for the 100, the 200. We went over some of our favorite events and everything that went down. And now it's the order of this 4x1. And so for those that don't know how the selection process can work, the way that it works is it's going to be the top four people, or I guess top 6 people, sorry, for each 100 are eligible to be on the team. And so if you finish in that top 6, and then you can also put anyone on the team that has made Team USA. So, I mean, shoot, if they wanted to make Ryan Krauser on this 4x1, he technically could do it because he's on Team USA, so he's eligible to be in this relay pool, as well as the next 2 or 4 competitors, because you have 4, 5, and 6. So I guess 3 competitors. And so, looking at what the men's side is looking like, this is what my order is, and then I will go over why I left certain people off it, and then why I have this as being the order. So for me, I have leading off Christian Coleman. In second, I've got Marvin Bracy on the back stretch. Third, Trayvon Bromell. And then fourth, bringing it home on the anchor leg, I got Fred Kerley. And obviously some of the notable names that we're leaving off here, Arian Knighton, who came in with a 1945 in the 200. And then obviously also Noah Lyles, who has been the anchor of the Doha 4x1 back in 2019 when Team USA won it. And the reason that I'm leaving these guys off are mainly for 2 things. 1, your 100 meter time, and then 2, chemistry. And I guess 3, scheduling as well. You can put that in there. And the way that the 200 is set up time-wise, the 200 and the 4x1 are very close together. We saw this happen in the Olympics last year, where apparently many of these 200 guys weren't even considered to be in the 4x1. Like Noah Lyles wasn't considered to make to be on that final, if they had done it, and Kenny Bednarek hadn't really been considered either, despite 2 of those guys probably should have been on the 4x1. Because they're focused in on the 200, which happens just 2 days before, and they have all of those rounds going into it, and so they're dialed into this, and so they're not really doing too much training, if any at all, when it comes to the batons, and so that's one issue there. 2, just the PRs. Like all the other guys that I have on this team, they have faster PRs. They've ran faster this year in the 100, and so it's going to be hard to say, yeah, we're going to put somebody else on it. When we've seen these guys have faster PRs there. But the main thing for me is the team chemistry aspect, because people forget how important team chemistry is when it comes to a 4x1. And this is the best 4 that we have when it comes to team chemistry and top end performance. So Christian Coleman, he's one of your best starters that you're going to have for not only for Team USA, but in the world. He's one of the best starters. So you need to have him leading off the baton. Then second and third, I have for team chemistry, Marvin Bracy, Trayvon Bromell. They're training partners. They've been friends for a long time. They know each other's tendencies. And so having a baton pass in between those 2, where you have, it's you get someone receiving the baton, taking the baton, and then passing it again. Like that's the most crucial handoff we saw. We saw last year in the Olympics, we had a little issue with the handoff in between Kerley and Ronnie Baker. They kind of ran up on each other, and 1, they didn't train with each other too much. They didn't do much baton practices. And 2, just doesn't have the team chemistry. And so if they're not going to be practicing too often, I would rather have the guys that know each other's tendencies there than someone that is that has no idea what's going into it and hasn't seen the person run or train very often. So that's why I'm going with those 2, because it's most important to have team chemistry, because if you can't get the baton around, then it doesn't matter how fast you are. Like, chemistry is huge, and you need to have those 2 there. Trayvon Bromell, I have him on the second stretch there, because he does usually start. He starts pretty often, and so having him on the curve is something that I would like to have there. Then finishing up, I want Fred Kerley. So Fred Kerley, 1, he has the least 4x1 experience there. So, he had been traditionally doing the 400. So 1, I'd like to have him just handling the baton the least. Like, just get it and go. Don't want to have to worry about you handing off the baton. Just get it, go, and reach to the finish line. Also with him, just like he's been a very, very strong finisher. We've seen some splits times when it comes to the 100 where he starts picking it up even after like the 70-meter mark, where like a lot of these athletes, like you reach that top end speed and then it starts going down. But with Fred Kerley, it's like he starts going up faster, then he starts going down, then he even picks it back up again a little bit. And so that's what I would like to have. Someone that's going to be able to finish it strong and finish through the tape. So that's the order. And like I said, it has everything that you need. We need team chemistry. We got the two best athletes that have team chemistry there. We need a good starter. We got Christian Coleman that's going to be starting. We need someone that can close out and finish the race strong. We got Fred Kerley there. And so that's why I have that list. And I'm not going to be, and it's like, oh, so let's put in Noah Lyles. Well, then where are you going to put Noah Lyles? It's like, oh, I want Noah Lyles in the anchor. Okay, so if you put Noah Lyles in the anchor, that means you're probably going to be putting Fred Kerley second. And then who are you going to have third? Bracy or Trayvon? And so, like, once again, like we had that issue at the Olympics with Fred and Baker last year. And so it's like, let's just avoid that situation completely and put the guy who is going to be running the 100 and the 200 at last. So one, you can get a little extra breather. It's only going to be a couple seconds, but you know, a couple seconds can mean the world. And two, it's also, he's going to be a little bit more tired than the other people who are just doing the 100. So let's give you, you know, the job that has the least amount of, you know, effort to do. You just got to run, put your arm back and get going. And so I'm not putting in Lyles there because I just need that team chemistry, because I don't want to have him in second to third when he's not going to be able to practice handoffs at all, and I don't want to have Kerley on the second leg there. So